Good evening. 20 Labour councillors in Pendle in Lancashire have resigned from the party because they say its leadership no longer reflects their views. The resignations from 3 different local authorities is the largest defection from Labour under Sir Keir Starmer's leadership. The councillors now say they'll sit as independents, as Stuart Pollitt reports.
Late on Easter Sunday, a press release was issued announcing 20 resignations from Labour. The councillors who were on Pendle Borough Council, Briarfield Town Council and Nelson Town Council will now form independent groups. Mohammed Iqbal is one of those quitting Labour after decades in the party.
So over the last few weeks there's been a culture developing from the National Labour Party that seems to want to control anything any councillor wants to say, or where there's good hard-working councillors that have been serving the community for a number of years. The party nationally seems to be wanting to dictate who can stand where and when. And we don't think that's fair, and hence we've taken the difficult decision yesterday to resign as councillors from the Labour Party.
This isn't the first mass resignation from Labour in Lancashire. Back in November, 11 councillors in Burnley resigned in protest at the party leadership's position on the war in Gaza. Now, this group say that conflict isn't behind their decision, but it is another example of some dissatisfaction in Labour ranks.
It's an embarrassment for the National Labour leadership. There's very little the National Labour leadership can do, though, to reconcile these councillors to the Labour Party. They've now gone off and formed independent groups on what are very marginal councils.
In a statement, the Labour Party said its focus was on winning the general election and improving people's lives. 4 of the 20 councillors are set to stand in the upcoming local elections next month. For a full list of candidates, check the websites of each local authority next week. Stuart Pollitt, BBC North West Tonight, Nelson.
Some other news now, and a man in his 50s has died after being hit by a car in Briarfield in Lancashire. It happened just before 8:30 last night on Colne Road. Police say work is ongoing to locate the driver of the BMW M5, which also crashed into a wall, and are appealing for information. A 28-year-old man from Briarfield and a 40-year-old man from Manchester have been arrested. A murder investigation is underway in Colne after a man was stabbed to death. Emergency services were called to a house on Newmarket Street yesterday afternoon. 34-year-old Richard Chamberlain died from his injuries a short time later. A 44-year-old man is being questioned on suspicion of his murder. And £66 million has been given to councils across the North West to help tackle the cost of living crisis. Authorities will use the government's Household Support Fund to help vulnerable residents with the cost of essentials, including food and energy bills, as well as emergencies like new boilers. A pair of snow leopard cubs have arrived at their new home at Chester Zoo. The cats, Nubra and Yashin, are the first of their highly threatened species to be at the zoo in its 93-year history. A new Himalayan habitat's been created for them, and it's hoped they'll breed.
Well, they're still young, so at the moment we're settling them both in. She's looking at us now, giving us a nice checking us out. But we're actually just trying to settle them in. It's really important that they get used to their own space. They're effectively establishing their own territories, which is exactly what young snow leopards in the wild would do. They'd leave the parents, they'd establish their own territory, and then later, when the time's right, we'll look to allow them to mix together. But it would be very much led by them. When she's ready to mix, she'll let us know.
Excellent. Now, there are quirky hobbies, and there's this, the Cheshire man who photographs bins. Andy Bailey's built up a bit of a social media following with his unusual pastime, where he takes pictures across his hometown of Congleton and then shares them online, where he even gives them a rating.
Have a close look next time you're out and about shopping, not just in Congleton, at your local bins. I mean, clearly, it's a bit of fun, but at the same time, for me, all of these bins, they're little nuggets, really, that add a little bit of something to the town.
Whatever you're into. Before the football scores, it's many happy returns to Marjorie Hodnett from Formby, who's celebrating her 110th birthday. She's had a big party at her care home today for friends, family and our reporter Juliet Phillips.
Happy birthday, dear Marge. Celebrating a milestone most could only dream of reaching. Today, at the grand old age of 110, what's Marjorie's secret?
There's nothing processed, you know, fresh apples, fresh lettuce, fresh pears. That's the secret.
Do you like eating a few treats as well?
Yorkshire pudding with golden syrup.
Oh.
We used to have that. Or pancakes with lemon and sugar.
London 1948, the 14th Olympiad of the modern era.
A keen singer, one of her favourite memories was performing at the 1948 Olympics.
I don't remember anything about the actual Olympics, but I just remember this row of guards sitting in front of us with their busbys on the floor in front of them.
Marjorie has received hundreds of birthday cards, including one from the King and Queen, and was joined by friends and family for a special party.
She's a formidable lady. She's quite a character. She's got lots of stories to tell. Yeah, she's had an interesting life and it's nice to show. She's very easy to visit. She's a good chatter.
So after living through the past 11 decades, what advice does Marjorie have to share?
Just take life as it comes, make the best of it.
Juliet Phillips, BBC North West Tonight, Formby.
Sound advice from Marjorie there. Football and in the Championship, Blackburn are 5 points clear of the relegation zone after thrashing Sunderland 5-1 for John Eustace's first win as manager. Preston, though, lost at Birmingham. In League One, Bolton's automatic promotion bid is back on track after a 5-2 win at home to Reading. Blackpool drew, but Wigan and Fleetwood lost. And Stockport are 4 points clear at the top of League Two after a 1-0 win over Wimbledon. Morecambe beat Barrow 2-1, but Crewe lost. Elsewhere, Tranmere drew, Salford lost, while Accrington's game at Mansfield was called off just 90 minutes before kick-off. It's not been the best Bank Holiday Monday weather-wise, but what does the rest of the week have in store? I don't know, but thankfully Kay Forster does.
Good evening. Well, it was a bank holiday weekend, so we had to have a bit of rain in there somewhere. It was a soggy old bank holiday Monday, wasn't it? Now, most of the rain is starting to clear away now, so we're generally dry through tonight. The cloud will break up as well to give us some clear skies. And with light winds, the temperature's going to fall tonight, so we're going to get down to around 4 or 5 degrees. And that will give a chilly old start to Tuesday. But we should be starting off dry. There'll be a bit of brightness and a few spells of sunshine as well. Going to see the cloud increasing as we head through the day, and there will be a few showers peppered around as well, but fewer and further between than we've seen today. So some decent dry and bright weather, and temperatures will start to rise later on this week, up to around 16 degrees for some, but we've got more rain to come as well.
Thank you, Kay. Well, that's all from us for now, but fear not, we're back again at about 10:20 p.m. So until then, have a very enjoyable Bank Holiday Monday evening. Bye for now.